Anyway, guys, I have a hard drive here. Normally I wouldn't worry about it too much, but it does have some information on it that I need, and it was working. I noticed, however, if I played with this, it came on and then went off, on and off. I've used this cord on other things, so I don't think it's the cord. However, let me see if I have another one of those out here. I'm almost positive that I do, but not sure. Today is Saturday, by the way. It's a nice day. I do have one. It's right here. Okay. So, I'm assuming the cord is okay, which is the wrong thing to do. Just because it was working on something else doesn't mean that it's still good or it's still going to work on this. See, this feels real loose. That's the problem. You know, it doesn't feel like it's connecting. So I don't think it's the cord. No, it's not. It's that connector. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Today's Saturday. It's really not a bad day out there today. I don't, I'm really thinking about just calling John Deere up again. I just hate to drop another $4,000. I want to see if it's the safety that may be bad, but like the seat or anywhere else. On the seat, I can just. Well, you know what? I've already jumped the one on the seat, so I should check that one first. The original seat on these things, the seats wear out fast. If you use these things, the seats wear out fast. And the seats are expensive. More so than I would ever have thought. I think the last time I looked, which was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, it was like $460 or something for the seat. Then I was going to just have it reupholstered and take it and have it wrapped more so than just covered. What they do is they bring it around and they kind of like tuck it in here underneath the little seating portion between the seat and the frame, and then they put a little bit of that snap-on cover around it, that little wedge or rib, whatever you want to call it. And then that falls off, the seat strips, it just falls apart. So I was going to have it taken right around and under and eliminate that stupid thing and not have to worry about it. But then I was up at Tractor Supply one day, and I seen a seat for $99. However, it was the same color. This one has half armrest, where the other one didn't have any type of armrest. and they're only half because I didn't want to have to worry about putting them up and down, and I didn't want to have to worry about them getting in my way. So it was just like the right seat to have at the time. So I bought that, but it didn't have the safety switch attachment, you know, or any way of hooking up a safety switch to it. So I just jumped the safety switch. And I've been using it that way now for a long, long time. Okay, now let's see what we have here. Nothing that I want to fool with, to be honest with you, because it looks like I should get my board. It looks like they got resistors on every one of those tabs. Is that what I'm looking at? How the hell is that connected? Oh, wait a minute now. Soldered to the top of the board where it sits, and I think I just have some loose stuff here. So hold on, let me get the board so I can more or less use what I gotta use here. The only reason why I'm doing it where it is because I want to have my coffee and kind of just sit. I just came out here, and I noticed when I turned on the system that this wasn't working. And I said, well, okay, let me try this. Let me plug it into a different port, which I did, and that didn't work. Now, see, now I can do this with it. You may not be seeing what I'm doing here, but I'm thinking you're probably close. This is where it plugs into. Now the light came on, but I don't feel the board. I don't feel it. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily in there. It could be in here. Could be just a drive, but I'm not thinking it is. I'm thinking that it's here someplace. I really am. Okay, so I just found this. You heard it? So let's plug this back in, or try to anyway. Okay. So it could be it's just the connection from here to the hard drive may be bad. Well, if that's the case, hard drive shot. Oh, wait a minute now. Let's try one more thing. One more. Let's see. Here's another hard drive. I don't know if it has the same connection on it or not, though. It looks like it does. Yep. Or this one in. No, so it's not the drive. This big magnifying glass that I put on this thing works nice if I can keep my nose off of it and if I can keep my breath from falling on it, because then it fogs up on me. This is not a big deal as far as it being loose. You just push those down a little bit more, and it'll give me a little bit more tension. So that's not a big deal. You just got to put it in right, that's all. Nice. Okay, so that's much better. Now, let me see, what do I have? My little birdies out there. They're let me take this cord out of here because I don't want it to blow up the USB thing in any way, shape, or form. I think I may have told you guys at one time. Yeah, okay, so that's good, but it's got to go down a little bit more just to snap in there. Okay. Oop. That's probably too much, but we'll see what happens. Okay, now it holds, where before it was falling out. Now let me get the original cord that I had. If we're going to do this, yeah, here it is. And that's another thing. Sometimes you want to check these things because these two ends are a little bit different as far as lengthwise. This one is shorter. This one is about the 1/16 of an inch longer, and that 1/16 of an inch will make it or break it on clipping into that little piece right there with that little piece right there. See the little hole? When that slides in, it's supposed to click into that piece which holds it. That one is a little bit tough. I got to keep really shoving on it. And when I do, even if I play with it, it won't come out. This one, you follow? So this is the original one that came with it. Sometimes when you buy these cheaper cords, there's little things, you know, they say, well, you know, if we cut this off here, you know, and save a 1/16 of an inch times, you know, 100 or a million hard drives that they may make, you know, they're saving a few bucks over time. But sometimes you get these things that are just a little off. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, I am actually thinking of, I'm seeing something here that I don't care for. These look like they may not be totally connected. They just don't look right to me. And this over here on this one doesn't look right. Now this is something that is not a big deal to fix. I mean, it's just a quick dab of solder iron, not even any solder really. And this is why you need one of these solder irons that heat up and are hot, because you don't have time to hold a semi-hot on there, because you're going to start heating up everything, and before you know it, everything's falling apart on you. You want to be able to just touch it, done, and get off it, you know. And that other one I had, that so-called station, let me turn the solder iron on for a minute, was not cutting it. Now what do I have here? Well, you know what, this takes the same, well, here's another one. It takes the same plug. Which one's bigger? This is a 160. I don't remember what this one is. Does it say? I would think. Well, if it does, it's in code, because it's not helping me at all. Oh, let's look at the right side, huh? Oh, this is a 320, so this one's definitely the way to go. But it'll also let me try this if I need to make sure it works. I have, well, I'm using it already. I have an adapter, a cord with that end on it, with this end on it, so that I can just plug it into the drives. And I usually have 3 or 4 of them laying around here, but at this point I am kind of out of them. You know, over time you use them up, over time you break them, you lose them. But I always, as a rule, have a few cords around with this end built onto it, and it doesn't have this big board on it. It's like a big triangle that goes down into the cord, and all the components are built into it here, and you don't need this or this because it's all built into that cordage. So hold on a minute, guys. I'm gonna run over here for a second. Alright, I'm back. What I done was I just tacked these real quick again, just to make sure. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I just seen that. That's. Well, it looks like it's supposed to be that way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. That's not just a lazy liftover. That's something that's supposed to be that way. There were two legs here that are kind of like soldered together, and from here it looked like it wasn't a full connection to one side, to where it may have been just a little touching when it shouldn't have been. But once I look up on it, I can see that it was actually soldered together purposely, so it wasn't an accident. And I did dab these up right here, these two, on both sides. Again, I don't know. I mean, it could be just a blown part of the board. I'm just looking for things that I can take care of real quick. I'm going to have to order some more of these adapters anyway, because I normally do keep them around here, and if I had them, I'd be all set right now. That one doesn't look right. Hold on a minute. So what I'm looking for are things that look like they may have connected at one time, but due to moving it around and the little bending that it had within itself, it could have just loosened up a little bit. So that's what I'm kind of glancing at here. I should have that over here. Seeing that I'm over here soldering. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Nice day out today. Yeah, and what am I doing? Here I am. Who the hell knows at this point? You know why I do this a lot? Because my kids used to always ask me, why are you doing it? Why are you trying? You know what? You learn. You learn. That's all it's all about. Learning. Light came on. And the hard drive is working. Bing. If it's broke, why not, if you have the time and somewhat the equipment or what you think you may need, why not? Okay, yeah, and there's everything that's on it. Yeah. All right, so we got that done. Da-da-da-da. Now, just unplug it, unplug it. Let's see if we can get this little puppy back into its case.